investment in the blockchain fintech ecosystem, and also startup founders, a platform for them to meet with investors, both angels and VCs. So today we are going to be talking about how to, before you talk about investment, you have to also, as a startup, you have to also build your startup first. So that's why we are talking about building a successful crypto startup in Africa. So we're going to be looking at some of the procedures, some of the ways to build a successful startup in the crypto space, most especially with Africa in focus. So we're going to look at some of the challenges, some of the importance and opportunities that are bound in the crypto space as a startup. So do well to follow us across all our social media handles to get all information about this space. Follow CoinExtra TV at CoinExtra TV. Just on any social media platform, search CoinExtra TV. You'll be able to follow us to stay up to date. You know how we do it. I'm your host, Lee. So we'll go for a short break. When we return, we're going to go to the conversation directly. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Tech Wells. We can see how investment can be for a startup, even for the investor that is investing in any startup. Join us every Friday, 12 p.m. West African time, as we discuss everything about startup investment in the world of blockchain, crypto, and fintech in Africa. Only on CoinExtra TV.
Now, welcome back to the show. It's still CoinExtra TV. We are talking about the show is Tech Wells. Like I told you earlier, we'll be talking about how to build a successful cryptocurrency startup in Africa. Let me, this is a series. We've been able to, last week, we talked about the state of blockchain startup investment in Africa. We'll be able to look at the state and some of the investment opportunities in Africa. Let's delve into the conversation. But before that, do well wherever you are joining us from, because we are streaming across 4 channels, wherever platform you are joining us from. Do well to like and share this live broadcast so people get to get more information, because we know information is vital in this ecosystem. So let's go to the conversation proper. We're talking about starting a successful or building a successful crypto startup. One of the things you're going to look at is come up with a good strategy, good idea. Some of the things, most of the things now are coming up. You see a lot of startups do not replicate, come with a unique, I would target a unique idea for your project. So a lot of people, just because this particular thing is making wave, this particular ecosystem is making wave, you just, because others are doing it, you just dive in because you see there are opportunities, and along the line you get trapped. So it's good you come up with a good idea. You'll be able to, another thing is come up with a good idea, and then you'll be able to have good and solid team. That's another thing. So talking about a good idea, we see that even if you want to do NFT, for example, there was a time when NFT was trending. Excuse me. Even if you want to do it, you have to be able to strategize. How am I going to be different from other players in that particular area? How is my own startup going to be different? Or you are going to do a exchange, you're going to look at, be able to come up with ideas. Most times those ideas come from the passion you have, and or when you have seen what people are going through to be able to assess that particular services. Sometimes the people are going through hell, like some people that are in payment. When you look at, some are being motivated by the outrageous fees when it comes to sending money and receiving money. So you see that the fees are high. So you'll be able to see, how am I going to work out all this? And after you have done that, you're going to assemble teams. Your team members, look at your team members, because another thing is, it's very, very important to building a successful cryptocurrency startup. You have to have a very bright team. Not, I'm not going to talk about say you look for the best. And one thing you're going to look for team members that have good character. The character they have good character and good track record. So even if the little they have already been doing, look or how they have really done their track record. This will really help because one of the challenges in building a successful startup is when you don't have a good team member. Another thing is they can be good. Look at their interest, their enthusiasm. Some people can be there just to occupy space. Some people are there to opportunity. So when you have to look for team members that have the same passion, they have the same interest in what you are building. So one of the ways to also keep them stay, just motivate them, make the vision clear. Those are one of the ways to keep your to raise good team members. So you'll be able to make them understand, make the vision clear, so that they will not be able to, when the vision is not clear, abuse is inevitable. This is just short. Another thing, after you've been able to do this, you're going to be able to network. So networking is a very key way to building a successful crypto startup. So I must tell you, you cannot. No man is an island. So one of the ways I'm not pointing out this alone. I'm going to tell you how you can be able to position yourself to network properly in the ecosystem. So one of the ways to do that is um, you can make a post on social media, engage people that are already in the ecosystem online. Look for good groups. There are, most especially in the crypto space, there are a lot of Telegram groups and channels that are talking about. There are a lot of them, NFT exchanges, to mention but a few. So be able to join these groups, online groups, to be able to also. There are also some groups for startup founders. If you can find that, you can also be able to join. Why are you networking? To be able to relate with other players. Some persons will tell you some of the challenges they went through, some of the ways they were able to overcome it. You will be able to share your stories, and from there you build a very successful startup. So another way to networking is to be able to attend conferences and meetups. Is very, very important. Even when you are relating online, the physical ones are so much important, most especially in your locality. Do well to attend the conferences, and that place you'll be able to interact with other founders and even people that are ahead of you. You'll be able to relate with them. People that may be too busy to respond to you online. When you reach DM them or PM them, they will not reach out. They will not be able to respond. But when you meet them, when you go for conferences and meetups or events, you'll be able to connect with them proper. Physical connectivity is very, very important and all that. So that's how far for now. So we'll go for a short break. When we return, I'm going to be looking at some other points, and then we'll summarize the show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Is still Coin News Extra TV. The show is Tech Wells. So we are talking about how to build a successful cryptocurrency startup in Africa. Let me move to other point that I have. This is very, very important in building a successful startup. Even you've been able to do the ones I talked about, getting the good ideas, assembling good team members, and also networking properly. Another one is, how do I attract investment? It mustn't be VCs or angels. How do I attract investment? Because to be sincere, one of the things, no matter how great your idea is, no matter how perfect your team is, if you don't have the money to run your startup, you're going to face a lot of issues and you're going to go bankrupt. This way, what is very, very important that you strategize on how to raise funds. Building a successful startup requires funding. So you have to be strategic on how to be able to raise funds. So it now depends on your idea. There are ideas that are just needs a little one or two, just few things to assemble, and you start generating funds or revenue. But in most cases, you have to be able to spend before you'll be able to uh, or start generating revenue. So one of the ways to do that to attract investment, you can be able to, these are just general stuff. You'll be able to save. I know when you're talking about savings, unless you've been working somewhere, that's most cases when savings. When they are telling you you can save. Savings is for people that have been working. Maybe you already have a job and you are trying to build your own startup, or you can, when you are working, save a reasonable amount of money to be able to resign and start your own startup. But in a situation whereby you're just a young person that just left school, one of the ways is to be able to reach out to family members. In a situation whereby you don't have family members to support your ideas, because there are some startup founders that even when the budget for that particular project, they cannot get it from their family and friends. Another way is now when you now move to angel investors. So sometimes, most times, people don't invest if they don't see what you have already done. So one of the ways is you can be able to have your nurse your own startup idea, have them by the side, and also you can, most especially in the crypto space, you can engage with other platforms where they will be able to pay you, and you build your track record there, in the sense that you will now have, or you can look for a project that is doing well around this blockchain crypto space, and you'll be able to work them. Crypto have really given everyone opportunity to work remotely. So there are many crypto projects that you can work for them, and you don't need to travel. So this way you can combine both. Maybe you can be running your startup on a low key and look for other startups that are not doing exactly what you're doing, and you can work with them companies, and from there you can there are two things you get from their savings. You can save from the payment you get, and secondly, you build your track record, in the sense that you'll be able to meet. This track record will help you to approach angel investors to be able to invest. You'll be able to present what you've done in the ecosystem, what are the things, and from there you'll be able to engage angel investors, and after that you can also engage with VCs. So because of our time, my producers are letting me know this is a very interesting conversation, I must say. I believe maybe next week, this is a weekly show. Next week, I'm going to be looking deeper. I have other points here on how to build a successful startup, cryptocurrency startup in Africa. When you talk about why I'm focusing in Africa is because I've been able to interact with many projects across the globe, and I've been able to see that Africa, there are a lot of things for an African project to do before that particular startup can raise fund. When you compare with other regions, you have to do extra when you want to raise fund. But outside Africa, they have to do a little. So that's why I'm focusing more on the continent of Africa. So that's where I'm going to be drawing the curtain. I hope this really helped. So do well to drop your comments, what suggestions and all that on the comment section. Any platform you're joining from, drop it. We'll be able to go through it. And if you have questions, I'll be able to answer those questions. So I'm drawing the curtain here today on the show. We have other programs lined up for today. Do well to join us for those programs. So thank you very much, and also do well to follow Coin is Extra TV across all social media platforms at Coin is Extra TV. We get you updated. We share information, news on daily basis about what is happening in the blockchain, crypto, and fintech ecosystem. So, and also do well to like this live broadcast and share, so that a lot of people who are trying to build startups in this ecosystem will be able to see this, watch this, and take some lessons from it. So thank you very much. I'm signing out. I'm your host, Lee. I'll see you next week on this show. Bye for now.
Welcome to Tech Wells. We can see how investment can be for a startup, even for the investor that is investing in any startup. Join us every Friday, 12 p.m. West African time as we discussed everything about startup investment in the world of blockchain, crypto, and fintech in Africa, only on Coin News Extra TV.